the Social Web Podcast. Today we have with us Nora Chiu. She is X-Line and also from Lydia AI. Welcome, Nora.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Surang, for having me today.
Of course, of course. It's such an honor to have you on today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about like what brought you to the Korea region since you are in South Korea at the moment, no?
Oh, yeah. So first of all, about myself. I am Nora. I'm from Taiwan initially, and I'm
Mm.
a technology marketer, helping business at different scales to achieve their each of their like growth targets in general. And the reason why I'm in Korea is because when I was working for Lydia AI for the past 4 years, um, we had a chance to enter South Korean market through a government-funded program called K-Startup Grand Challenge. And basically
Which I
they
have heard
need
of.
one, yeah, and they basically need one representative in Korea. So I just raised my hand and say, I can do that. So here I am. Yeah. But after that, I actually like unfolded a different career trajectory, which I believe we will cover a bit more later. But basically that's what brought me to Korea.
Course. So like how has your time been overall during in Korea? You said you mentioned you've been here for 6 months, no?
Yeah, a bit more than a year actually.
Oh,
Like
okay.
in total. I think Korea is unexpectedly much more international than
Mm,
I thought. Yeah,
great,
because I
great.
think Taiwan, like Taipei, has been a very international city for me. Because in Taipei, you will actually meet a lot of foreigner friends, and
Hmm.
local people in Taiwan actually speak more English.
Okay.
But then when I moved to Korea, although here Korean is still very dominant in business
Yes.
setting, but
Yes.
then in startup ecosystem, in an area that you will just meet so like many more peoples from other countries who are trying to start their business here. So
I
yeah,
see.
it has been a fun ride, and I
Yeah.
really enjoy the international feeling of here. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, so I mean, are you coming directly from Taiwan or like where were you prior to Korea?
Yeah, I have been working in Taipei for almost like 10 years. Yeah, I
Oh.
studied and then I worked in Taipei.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So like yeah, and what are your plans like after Korea if you have that set in stone yet?
Mm, Actually, I don't know yet. Yeah. I will
Gotcha.
see if like good
Yeah,
opportunities comes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But then so far I think because most of my career trajectories I spend time in navigating business within APAC of their
Yes.
expansion. So this is my home. Asia is my home. So anywhere I
Mm,
go, I believe the life could be good. Yeah.
got you, got you. Um, like, for you mentioned that Lydia AI is actually a Canadian fintech startup, right?
Yes.
Where how did you come to work for Lydia? Yeah, can you elaborate on that just a
Okay.
little bit for everyone?
Yeah. So it was back in the middle of 2021, where was the COVID era of
Hmm.
like everyone actually.
Yeah.
So back then, Lydia AI just finished their fundraising for Series A, and Series A sometimes, like many times, it means that you have the product ready and then maybe you are launching the first client. So
Ah,
at that time, Lydia AI was actually launching their first clients in Taiwan,
okay, okay.
and they aim at Asia Pacific as a target market
Mm-hmm.
instead of North America.
Oh,
So because of that, they had an office in Taiwan. They built a team from there, and they needed a marketer. So
oh.
that's where I started to work for them.
Were you like, you worked for Line before, so I mean, did you have any experience working in for a fintech?
Not really. Yeah, Lydia AI was the first one.
Okay, okay. What is the product? Because it, you know, it talks about on their website improving basically financial health for consumers, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
Um, and since you were a marketer and all, like, can you tell us, what does that
yeah,
mean in
sure,
this day and age?
sure. So I think
Excuse me.
the company actually sits in the intersection between healthcare and financial services.
Oh,
So we all know that in Asia,
mm,
the general out-of-pocket expenses for medical
mm-hmm,
spending um, can be high because, for example, you have chronic diseases, you need to get tracked every month, you need to get
mm,
medication, and if you got a cancer, unfortunately, you might want to or you might need to pay more out of pocket that is not covered by insurance uh,
mm,
get the treatment, get a better
yeah,
treatment, get a more
yeah,
precise treatment for cancer.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So a
mm-hmm.
lot of like out of pocket expenses is needed. However, many times people don't think about that in beforehand. So Lydia AI, they come with a technology that is actually using AI in providing health risk assessments. So basically,
Okay.
you input your health data from
Mm,
your clinical visit history or your medication or even daily step or sleeping data, and the AI actually helps you assess how much like how possible that you are in getting these major diseases that actually cost money afterwards. So they kind of have a mapping between these two. So helping people better understand their health by a data approach, but then also because of that data has an insight. So they help to match those insights to the actual insurance products that people need. So that's what they do.
So, oh, I see, I see. So there's like different health insurance providers for like such and such, like
Yeah, so it's a
chronic illnesses.
B2B2C solution.
Mm.
Lydia AI sells the solution itself to insurance providers, and
Ah,
insurance providers will help implement and also let their end consumers to use it so that everyone has their own, the most optimized health insurance plan.
so
Yeah,
so
I think
Lydia
for,
basically
yeah,
it partners with insurance providers, yes.
yeah, yeah. It
Okay.
partners with insurance providers at the first, phase of the product.
Mm,
However, in the very like recently, they started to
mm,
work with financial institutions in general. For example, digital wallets or other
mm,
consumer, you know, touch point platforms,
yeah, yeah.
e-commerce, or even like daily consumer third party platforms can also be
Okay.
integrated with that health perspective.
Okay. So, um, can you tell us a little bit about why Lydia AI, as a Canadian startup, wanted to enter the Asian market?
Hmm. Okay. I just want to have an additional information that I don't work for Lydia AI right now. So what I
Okay,
said is
okay.
just personal opinion. I don't represent the company. So
Mm,
I think for
noted.
entering the Asia market, they are actually thinking about a few things. So they have this piece of technology, but where is the data? We have the calculation engine that is like the brain, but where is this brain gonna calculate? So they were looking for data. And actually, Taiwan has one of the most comprehensive citizen health data that is centralized in a government cloud. And with that data, the government, like, they have some like government partnerships that you can actually work with the medical departments from the government itself to actually find the data insights and actually connect it to all the data that is stored inside. But if anyone, like individual like me or like myself,
Yeah.
want to access to my health calculation results, I have to consent to let the AI to calculate based on my own data. So there is a like a personal privacy, like a mechanism in between. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
So that is why um, this kind of open data thing um, was not commonly seen in European or North American countries,
Mm.
although the medical or the whole system development or digitalization was there. But then
Mm-hmm.
open data or big data for health, Asia
Yes.
actually has its advantages. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why they think that, oh, we have the technology and we have a good data in, like environment. And also for, you know, when we talk about life insurance or medical insurance, actually Asia has a huge need because people are paying out of pocket instead of using the insurance coverage provided by the government, like all those Western countries.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because in Korea, like national insurance, I mean, I think is like, I mean, healthcare ends up, overall being cheaper, I believe, in Korea
Mhm. Yeah, but
as
then if
opposed to
you
the
have a
US.
cancer and you want the best treatment, at the time, it costs you a lot. Yeah, it costs you more than like 50 million Korean won, I think, sometimes for a year. So
Right,
for that,
right,
you have to pay out of pocket in many countries.
right. I'm not sure, like completely sure how it is in the US at the moment, but last time I checked, it's been like 8 or so years since I've been in California.
Mhm.
They, I mean, all I know is that healthcare there is like can end up being a lot more costly. But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not really sure what the deal with that is in Canada. But yeah. So like how exactly, what was it like working as on the marketing side of media?
Mm. So basically, the reason why they hire me is because they are targeting Asian markets, so they need an Asia-based marketer, and the
Mm,
person has to have the best knowledge to kind of convey this new technology and new idea. Because 2021, AI is not all over everywhere yet. That happens actually 2 years later. So I think in Lydia AI, in their expansion to Asia market, actually
mm.
I help conquer, I would see like two challenges. The
Okay.
first one is actually, like I mentioned, that Canada actually was where AI was, first discussed, this artificial intelligence, and a professor from University of Toronto was the first one who actually made a lot of like theories, discussions, and actually, industry use cases. So I would say that it's a geographical difference where, Asia, in terms of government, in terms of the enterprises, are slower in catching up with all these latest technologies and their application in industry use case. So the AI literacy was not here in Asia at that time. So because of that, you have to make things, understandable for people. And
Ah,
that's what the marketing value was shown.
so
So we have to be very careful about how we deliver the messaging of
yeah,
the
convey
company,
yeah.
what we do. Actually, we're not stealing your health data. We want to do something that is better for you, actually. So you have to kind of customize the messaging so that people understand what you are doing and
Mm,
why your solution is important for the insurance industry at the moment. So that
mm,
one, because of that, we
mm,
customized the messaging. We went to a lot of public speaking, or we use a lot of media operation to further educate the market so that the consumers are fully informed of how their data is gonna use and also the enterprise side, they have a full understanding of how much value this technology actually brings. Yeah, that
So
was the
as like,
first challenge. Yeah. Mm.
oh, so I mean, as a B2B to C company, like what channels were you guys like hottest on? Um,
Channel that we use for marketing, deliver the messaging.
yes, precisely.
For B2B, we have to do a lot of account-based because those insurance companies, they are huge. So it's account-based marketing.
Yeah.
And then for end user or consumer marketing
Hmm.
understanding, we just use media operations or we attended some like industry panel events, conferences, panel
I see.
talks,
I see.
mm, so that people can join.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And the
Um,
second challenge that we face
mm,
was actually the difference of business culture of Western versus Eastern.
mm,
So, as you might know, that you had the experience in North America as a South Korean, that the difference, the business culture is so different in North America. I think back in COVID era, people already got used to all the online meetings and they don't travel that much after COVID for business. However,
mm,
in Asia, it is still a very like interpersonal relationship oriented society.
mm.
So
That's so
having
funny.
that,
Mm, yeah.
yeah, please.
Like my mom talks all the time about like I work, I've been trying to work doing my tech stuff at least remotely, doing remote work from home. And she's always trying to encourage me to go out more and to do like more in-person things. She's kind of a
Yeah,
strong believer or proponent of that. So,
yeah.
yeah.
A lot of times in like large, budget decisions in enterprise, people
Mm,
still tend to talk to you. Like they buy your products, they're expecting to meet your CEO, they're expecting to have dinner, after party, second round, third round, to
oh.
build that relationship before a contract is signed. So that is
Oh.
a major difference. So actually how to translate that difference to our Canadian headquarters is also
Mm,
something that, spend a lot of like communication and also effort to actually make
mm.
a good balance between the two. But for me,
Were
it's a
those
very interesting
mm,
cultural experience.
were
Yeah.
those like, group dinners or like was it like one-on-one meetings with like between the contractor and the contractee?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Oh, like when you have like meetings with your party of interest.
Oh, you mean the clients?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, back in Taiwan, like the clients, they expect to meet us in person most of the time. I would say like 80% of the meeting would be
Mm,
done by in person. That could actually move things forward.
mm.
Sometimes you attend a meeting and things are not moving. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, what was that process like for you?
For me,
Mm,
I think it's interesting to realize that how much difference, between Western and Eastern in terms of business culture, how
yeah.
people make decisions, how people manage the business relationship
Mm,
and building relationship, the way of building relationship is also like totally different. Yeah. For example,
I
I
see.
believe in Korea it's also like that. If your client is sending their CEO to meet you, then the company, who are receiving the client CEO would be supposed to send their higher level of management to meet the CEO. Yeah, that is something like matching the title. I think that is something unique. Us,
Is it? Is it? Is that unique to Asia?
I feel like it's people tend to talk to people that are with similar title in business meetings, even it's like internal, like just client to the vendors. It's not even like public. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so you were head of marketing for Lydia, is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. What was like, your favorite part about that, let's see.
my favorite part.
Yeah.
Hmm. So I had a linguistic background. I majored in foreign languages and applied linguistics back in university. So
Mm,
because of the languages that I learned, I think I have a huge curiosity towards the world and different culture. So I always want to pursue jobs that allow me to have the international exposure. So because of that, Lydia AI was a good match for this goal.
I see. And
And
they sponsored
then,
your visa and everything.
oh no, I didn't have a visa, but it's just the scope of work. Although I was working in Taiwan, but I was working a lot on international conferences. I do business trips to Singapore many times for the trade shows. This job actually helped me to open up, the horizon.
So
And yeah,
let, let me
that's
let me
something.
ask you, like, what do
Hmm.
you look for, as like kind of or what did you look for rather when you were working, in that like kind of director or executive position? What would you look for in a company?
Mm, do you mean going forward, like in the future, or
Just like hypothetically speaking.
like in general? What do I
Yeah.
look for in a work or in a job?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
I
Like
see.
as in like a
Hmm.
like
That is a good question. For me, actually, I was gonna mention it in the question, like the question that you wanted to ask about the career pivots and those, my thoughts
mm,
towards those pivots. So the reason why I chose to join Lydia AI was actually their vision as a company, as a technology company.
okay.
So throughout my career choices until now, I always want to look for a purpose to work
Mm,
for. So for Lydia AI, for example, their purpose of the technology is to help everyone to get better health, understanding their health better, and also actually better protected by any sort of financial solutions. And I think that is a very
mm,
good intention as a business. So although technology can get very aggressive, very, competitive in
mm,
business arena, but eventually the technology still comes from humanity. And I think that's kind of purpose driven businesses will be, it doesn't have to be a company, it can be a
mm.
partner at work or a
I
business,
see. I
a
see.
technology. I think
I
that
see.
would be something that I always look for.
Okay. So like I imagine like, purpose, and like the way that, the working environment and like your colleagues, all of that is very crucial to your decision on where you work, right?
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, nice. So how else has your education like helped you, throughout your career,
Mm,
specifically in making pivots?
mm. Um, so I have several pivots throughout my career actually. I
Sure.
started from a hardware company in Taiwan, and then I switched to Institute for Information Industry, which is a NGO platform in Taiwan, basically helping Taiwan to build a better relationship with our diplomatically friendly countries using the IT built from Taiwan, the IT solutions built from Taiwan. And that was a
Mm.
more like an NGO nature. And then
Mm-hmm.
I went to Line, which is um, the messaging app, the leading market leading messaging app in Asia in many countries.
Sorry, which one?
Line,
Oh, Line. Yes,
yeah.
yes, of course.
And then Line was a bigger startup, I would say. They have around like 500 people in Taiwan already when I work for them.
Mm,
And then I switched to a smaller company, much, much smaller, around 50 people around the world in Lydia AI.
I
Yeah,
see.
so I
Which
have
one did you like more?
experienced, yeah. Me? Which one do I like more?
Yeah.
I
What,
think uh smaller to medium size is okay.
okay.
It's right now, yeah, works best for me because I feel like so in bigger, more established in corporations, you will see a lot of already established frameworks. But sometimes those frameworks are not super efficient at all. So I usually will be the challenger of those already established frameworks. So I think I would be more drawn to early stage experience in general, and that most of the time happen in smaller to medium size companies. Yeah.
Was your time at Line like pivotal to your um your work experience at Lydia AI also?
Um, yeah, sort of. You can say that. Because Line was actually the first job that is directly related to marketing. I learned how to be a digital marketer from
Mm,
the experience at Line.
mm,
And actually, the team that I joined in Line was
mm,
also a newly built team. So I got to have that 0 to 1 experience while learning how to pick up the skills that is needed for a digital marketer. I think
see.
that one is very precious. And the
Yeah.
other, like very treasurable experience from Line is that it's a very, um, it's a very good company for marketers to grow actually because they have a huge consumer user base um, with their platform because it's a leading, market leading messaging app. So everyone is using it as, texting, work, contacts, and communication. So every day as a marketer, you get to do your job that is actually affecting the daily lives of millions of people in Taiwan. So I think as a marketer, it's a very good place to learn and grow. Yeah.
Great, great. Like, is that where your place of most your place of like where your greatest growth spurt was, so to speak?
The greatest growth? I think
Yeah,
every
like
job I have a biggest growth point. For Line, it was mostly on the skill set part.
mhm,
That is the hardcore skill set of um, data-based digital marketing.
mm,
We look at data and we figure out all the reasoning and also come up with an action plan based on those data insights.
mm,
And the job was very, very busy. It was very high paced. I work with the e-commerce department, so every day the working hour was long. However, I did like grow a lot from the
okay.
3 years that I
Okay.
spent with Line.
Why did you decide to enter digital marketing?
Actually, I didn't like decide. Um, when I was working at Triple I had a chance to get connected with someone from Line, and I guess she liked me. So, one day she asked me that, "Oh, hey Nora, Line is gonna bring up a new service,
Mm,
and they are looking for early stage team members.
I
Like,
see.
if you are interested, like, I can hook you up with the hiring manager." So I did the interview. Basically, the team just want help. Anyone that is a good problem solver. So it just happened that the problem is more on the digital marketing side. But overall, I think for any early stage companies or businesses, you need a good problem solver. Yeah.
That is true. That is true. So, I mean, kind of, excuse me, kind of going along with like your career pivot, and
Mhm.
your transition towards helping people do career pivots. I'm kind of curious about like, yeah, how are people finding jobs these days?
Are people finding job these days?
Yeah.
I guess in different um In different market, I believe the pattern is a little bit different. But if I
Mhm.
have to say, in your first like 10 years of like work experience, many
Mm.
times you look for the job. But like last year was the 10th working anniversary of myself. I started to feel that after 10 years, if you have done something, the job will look for you. Like at the same time, maybe you are also looking for a job, but then the job will come to you as well. It's just whether the job is something that you're looking for, whether it aligns with your value at the same time. Yeah.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for myself, I've had a couple, I remember having early on like a couple of times where I had to decide between like several jobs, and
Mm.
I did have to kind of ask like, kind of people loosely in my network, like what should I do? Like what's, you know, um as as I guess like as goes for anyone, like there can be kind of like a, difficulty with that type of thing, right?
Yeah. For myself, I think my experience was because I graduated from a linguistic degree. So most of the alumni from my department was either
Mm,
a English teacher or a
mm.
translator or interpreter. Um, so I
Oh,
am neither of them right now.
okay. Oh,
I work in tech marketing. I don't know. I think these days people are saying that you don't need any degree to do any job.
okay.
It's whether you want it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think having that background, graduating from a linguistic degree, everyone just asks you, hey, language is just a tool. What do you want to do with it? And right now, I think with the marketer job, I have I have a say. Like, um, I I use it to communicate better with people. I build relationship, and the relationship
Mm,
brings value to business. And
okay. Okay.
because of the language background, I can be very sensitive to nuances in, interpersonal relationship or cultural differences. I can translate those just, like in a business context very well. And I can speak the target listeners language. If you are engineer, and how can I best talk to you about marketer job? I can make comparison. I can make analysis, like analogy to help you better understand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really great. I didn't realize there was that kind of connection between like language and like, like interpersonal connection as well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
language background helped me to better express myself very well because
Okay.
I remember when I was studying, I didn't realize that the difference is so huge. But then, after graduation, many of the business school students or, economics, they have a lot of like difficult mathematical questions at exam. So there is a correct answer. However, back in our department, we were reading English literature. We were trying to, compose a poem or an article about
Yes,
something. There is no correct answer. It's just your opinion, how you
exactly.
organize your thoughts and put it into a good structural form. And I think this training for 4 years actually helps me a lot so that whenever I talk to people, I can have a good structure of, what happens before, what happens right now, and what I'm going to do next. And I
That's
think
so
that kind of,
true.
yeah, structural communication actually
Structural
comes
communication.
a lot from the educational background and also like the freedom of having the out of box thinking. Like it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
this way at all. It
Mm.
can be, we can have plan B, plan C, different versions of, the action plans.
Right, right, right. So like, yeah, if you think about it, like language is like one of the most, um, it's just like one of the very like first fundamental things that as a human race
Mm.
that we have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
so
actually a lot of
I can see that
linguistic
connection.
students, they are now working in the AI fields. They help
No
training.
way.
They help
Oh
training AI
wow.
because AI has
Wow.
nowadays GPT speaks human language, right? So you need to
Mm,
have that background in bringing out the human language elements.
I see.
So those, element coordination or understanding the cultural context and how
Mm,
to use that context to form a GPT language. That is
yeah, I
something
can
that actually linguistic students can be really good at.
I can totally see that. As a matter of fact, when I went to USC, I remember this one of my classmates was a um linguistics major, and I just I didn't fully understand at that time until the movie Avatar came out.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly like the people who made the language in the movie Avatar were from like the USC linguistics department. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah.
see. And what is the movie Avatar? Like how do they use this specialty to create that production?
No idea. I mean, beats me, right? I mean, making a language is probably not the easiest thing, like an entire language,
Oh, you
right?
mean all the linguistic students actually contributed to the language of Avatar, the world?
Exactly. Exactly.
Ah,
Because
yeah.
in the
Yeah, the
movie they
formation
spoke.
of
Yeah.
formation
Yeah.
or borrowing roots from different languages, it is also something that we learned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, hmm. I mean, how do you plan on, applying your startup lessons that you've learned into, the career pivot of others?
Hmm. I think the past 5 years, I really learned a lot from startup working experience, especially that I work very
Mm-hmm.
closely with the startup founders. Because
Mm-hmm.
marketing, we have to have a very like a deep understanding in what the business is doing and what the company
Yeah.
is going for. So that actually gave me a lot of like insights on how should I position myself in,
Mm.
in values or, in different sectors. I
Oh.
think going forward, right now, I just want to say that right now I am doing freelancing marketing
Mm.
consultant as well as a slash career in
Mm.
career counselor. Like I help people
Okay.
navigate their career or like reduce anxiety and stuff. And these two identities, I wouldn't say it's another pivot. I would say it's more like a summary and also an essence extraction. So I extract all of like the things that I learned from the past 10 years and
Yeah.
actually pick up carefully what are the things that I do can be the most valuable for people. So I think that is also something that echoes back to my startup experience because startup companies are always lack of resources. So you have to be choosing carefully and invest your resources or leverage your network to achieve something. And that kind of effort actually has a very fundamental transformation of my mindset in position myself in the job market right now and also position my skills in front of all the other marketers towards the companies that needs marketing right now. Yeah. A lot of like positioning work or how I actually put together all my previous experience and make it relevant to any of the
Yeah.
business that I want to work for. Yeah, that is also something that I learned a lot from the startup experience.
Why is it important for you to work as a freelancer?
Hmm.
I mean, like a solopreneur, so to speak.
Um, right now, I wouldn't say like it's like important or not. I just keep myself valuable.
I see.
Right
Okay.
now, I get it that the job market is a bit difficult, and also with the advancement of AI technology, a lot of jobs are having a redefinition period. Like, for example,
Mm.
nowadays people do sales and marketing in a very different way.
Oh,
A technology background founders can build their sales and marketing team purely based on AI agents. They don't probably need a human sales or human marketer.
what
So
level, what tier company is this?
what tier companies? Actually,
Yeah.
there is a, like, I can share with you like after the talk. Like,
Mm.
there is a startup CEO sharing that he actually replaced like a 10 people sales team with like 2.5 sales plus many other AI agents.
Okay.
So these days, AI is transforming a lot of things. Like, even software developers, many of
Mm-hmm.
them are worrying about their jobs right now. So I think it's an era like when everyone needs to consider, what is the best thing that I can do and how can I keep myself valuable and competitive even with the age of
Right.
AI. Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, as far as like, having an AI agent be a marketer, is that for like, under 50 people employee companies or 50 to 20, 200 companies or?
Well, it really depends. Yeah. I don't have the full picture right now, but
Mm.
as far as I know that
Mm.
the AI agents are doing a lot of like junior level work for many company
I
already.
see. I
But
see.
in order to build that system that runs itself and also
Mm.
work for you specifically, because every
Mm.
business has a different context, you
Oh,
have to have the knowledge. You have to have that brain to think about that. Yeah. And where does that brain come from? It could be just every one of us
oh,
nowadays.
so do you imagine like building like a AI agent, a marketing AI agent for companies, or do you plan on being like kind of like a interpersonal one-on-one marketing consultant?
Mm. Actually, nowadays I do both. Yeah, I
Oh, I
build
see.
AI-based automation systems for companies to like establish their content marketing.
Oh,
That is something that I'm working on.
wow.
And for companies that doesn't have the scale at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
I also do one-on-one marketing consultant
Mm.
with them to help identify what are the biggest gap that they have right now with, among the peers, and what are the things I help them prioritize what are the things that they can do right now the most.
Wow. Yeah, I mean that's quite a undertaking that you're doing. So, yeah, I wish you the best on your journey.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, and where can the audience find you?
Oh, search me on LinkedIn.
All
Search
right,
Nora Chiu. Yeah,
Nora Chiu,
yeah,
Chiu on
yeah.
LinkedIn.
Nora Chiu. Yeah. I think
Okay.
yeah, I hope I will be the top one or two Nora Chu on the LinkedIn of your search.
I hope so too. I hope so too.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you're still in Korea, so I mean, if you're free, I'm available to grab coffee or whatnot. But yeah, I truly wish you the best on your journey. So
yeah.
yeah. All
Same
right.
here. Yeah.
All right. Thank
Thank
you.
you.